Well, well, well. The Washington Commanders have now won their second playoff game of the 2024-2025 football season. 1 year removed from the Dallas Cowboys. Dan Quinn is going to be Coach of the Year. It's not even close. And a lot of Dallas Cowboy fans, they seem to be bent out of shape about this. But not me. And I'm going to tell you why I'm not bent out of shape about this. Let's talk, Cowboys. We're about to talk facts. Welcome, 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 Cowboy fans and Cowboy haters alike. I'm the G, and I'm the host of Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. Let's talk facts. The Washington Commanders are a better team than us. And I'm going to say it just straight out. They're a better team than us. In Dallas, all we talk about is our quarterback. But in Washington, they're talking about a team. Dan Quinn not only builds teams, but he builds cultures in those teams. He builds teams. He builds cohesive teams that all work together. And I'm going to let you hear something from one Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn says something in an interview that he gives to WUSA 9. I guess that's somewhere in the Washington area. And something that he says as they ask him about being the coach of the Washington Commanders, it sounds like to me that Dan Quinn was sending a message to the Cowboys. And this is one of the very reasons why we're not winning and Dan Quinn is. I want you to listen to this.
As a guy who's been in the league for over 2 decades, you know what fan bases are like.
Yep.
Got to tell you, when they heard Dan Quinn, this fan base went, wait a second, that guy had a star in his sweater. But Salisbury, those colors, pretty close to that.
Yep. My high school is this too.
Really?
Yeah, so Morristown High, maroon. And so going to Salisbury, and it does feel like every once in a while you find the right spot for the right person at the right time. And I feel like that's here with me. And so that's why I'm all lit up about, being here and helping this fan base to go, like, where else would you rather be?
Mm-hmm.
For a fan base that doesn't care, no, you'd rather be everything all in to know how important having a really good football team is, for this area. Like, I know that, and I want to be a part of that. And then that's where you can make your mark.
Dan Quinn dropped an absolute bomb right there. Did you notice what he said? He uses the reference of all in. All in so that the Commanders can be a winner for the fan base. The importance of going all in for the benefit of the fan base. I don't find it to be ironic. This is one of the reasons why Dan Quinn wanted to leave Dallas. Dan Quinn realized something, that Jerry Jones, it was not important for him to win. Winning was not the name of the game for Jerry Jones. Not winning football. The Dallas Cowboys is the most valuable sports franchise in the world. Jerry is one. The NFL is more popular than ever, and Jerry Jones has a lot to do with that. Jerry Jones is one. But the problem is, in the 2023 season, Dan Quinn wanted something as simple as Bobby Wagner, and Jerry Jones wouldn't do it. And I hope Jerry Jones, I hope he's looking at these playoffs. I hope he's looking at these playoffs and notice something. I want you to look at this. How can Jerry Jones look at this playoff bracket and not lose sleep? Bobby Belt talked about the paranoia that one Mike McCarthy had as it pertains to Dan Quinn. He talked about the fact of how Mike McCarthy pushed Kellen Moore out the door. He didn't get fired. Kellen Moore left on his own, and he left because of Mike McCarthy. And I want y'all to understand something. People are always talking about Mike McCarthy didn't have no control, and Mike McCarthy this, and Mike McCarthy didn't get that. But Mike McCarthy actually got to do some things that he wanted. And even Mike McCarthy himself proclaimed, I've had control. I've got more control here than I had in Green Bay, or something to that effect. And Jerry Jones, I guarantee you he's thinking. And I bet you Jerry Jones is thinking, I chose Mike McCarthy over Amari Cooper. I chose Mike McCarthy over Kellen Moore. I chose Mike McCarthy over Dan Quinn, only for it to get me a loss in the Green Bay game and then the terrible season that I got this year. This season was not only terrible because of play calling. This team was terrible because Mike McCarthy, just like in the 12-win seasons, he could not galvanize this team and get it focused on doing what it's supposed to do, and that's winning. Does Jerry meddle? Yes, but Mike McCarthy didn't control the parts he could control. I want you to look at this playoff bracket. Amari Cooper is in the divisional round with the Buffalo Bills. Mike McCarthy didn't want him in Dallas, according to Bobby Belt and his sources. Mike McCarthy pushed Kellen Moore out of Dallas because he said he wants to run the ball, as if Kellen Moore didn't. Kellen Moore now is in the playoffs in the divisional round against the LA Rams. Oh, and by the way, Jerry Jones, he only has the number 1 rushing attack in football. And to add insult to injury, the very thing that has eluded the Dallas Cowboys for some 28 to 30 years, the Washington Commanders, with Dan Quinn, and some of the players, Jerry, that you let go and Dan Quinn took with him. With those same players, in only one season, Dan Quinn turned the Washington Commanders around, and they're only now in the NFC Championship game. And you want to know what's even crazier? And I hope that it happens. I have a feeling the Philadelphia Eagles are going to beat the brakes off the Rams. Y'all might not realize this. The Washington Commanders, hey, great job, Dan Quinn. But the Rams are not as good as the Philadelphia Eagles, nor are the Washington Commanders or as good as the Philadelphia Eagles. It don't mean that they can't beat them. But if you look at them on paper, statistics, player by player, the Philadelphia Eagles have the absolute best team. But I am so glad that on January the 26th, Jerry Jones is going to see 2 of his coaches, one 2 years removed, one 1 year removed. And both of them will have the opportunity to go to the Super Bowl. You can't make this up. Some of y'all are mad, but not me. This is exactly what I want Jerry to see. And I do think it's going to be more than likely a replay of either the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Kansas City Chiefs or the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Ravens or the Bills. My money's on the Bills. But I'm not a betting man. But I'm saying, this is why I'm not mad. This is exactly what I want Jerry Jones to see. Jerry Jones needs to understand these teams that we are watching, they are showing us what it means to go all in even when you pay your quarterback. You put players around your quarterback. You put players around Michael Parsons. You build a defense. You build an offense. And not only that, but you bring in a coach, Jerry. Bring in a coach that can build a culture. You had one in the building in Dan Quinn. He built a culture on your defense. The problem is you had Mike McCarthy over your offense. You need to allow a coach to come in here, Jerry, and do this thing to the whole team. I'm loving this. I'm loving this. It's not that I like it, but I love it. The Philadelphia Eagles is the blueprint for how you want to build your team. Dan Campbell and the Washington Commanders, he's doing a great job. He's the blueprint for how you build the culture and build a cohesive team. You notice some of the stuff that he's talking about, the whole team working together, because I'm telling you, Dan didn't see that in Dallas. He didn't see that with Mike McCarthy. He didn't see that all the way from the top to the bottom. Dan didn't see that. All Dan saw was 53 brands, 52 brands, every man for himself, it seemed. He didn't see that cohesive, locker room, that connection between the coach and the GM, that connection between the head coach, the OC and the DC, and the position coaches. He didn't see none of that. And now he's implemented exactly what he wanted to see. And it's only gotten him to the NFC Championship game. Congratulations, Dan Quinn. Congratulations, Kellen Moore, even. Thank you. Thank you for showing Jerry Jones that unless he makes some changes, it's going to be the same result all over again. Y'all tell me what you think. Does Jerry Jones need to do something different? Something similar to the Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington Commanders? Because we'll be watching both of those teams, I believe, in the NFC Championship game. If you like this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know the next time when we post another video on Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. Peace.